This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Say hello to our friends joining us now, 96.5 WCMF, Rochester's classic rock station. Also in Portland, classic rock, 92.3 KGON. And good morning, Anchorage, Alaska, 94.7 KZND, Alaska's rock alternative. Big show for you. Bad jokes on the way. Ted versus the FCC. And today our question, what was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
A couple comments coming in regarding the question. In this case, it says, look, I never told anyone it was me. I was 16. It's my first job working at a local sporting goods store. No one ever told me about the button under the counter. So when I found it, young, stupid me started to play with it, pushed it several times, and nothing happened. Until the phone rang. It was the police. They had the place surrounded with their guns drawn.
Oh, God.
I triggered the silent alarm. Whoops. Then it says cooking dinner. The mood struck in the middle of doing it. We start doing the deed. When the oven timer goes off, we did not stop. Husband said, F the timer. Mm-hmm. Needless to say, the potatoes were not edible. Could be a euphemism for a husband.
Do you think that sometimes, like when you're shopping someplace, I don't want to mention the name of the place I'm at, but, okay, so like, they're playing the music, and then all of a sudden you get the announcement. But sometimes I truly believe, because here's the deal.
What announcement?
All right. Okay, and don't flag me on this.
Is this going to be weird, man?
It is weird. Okay, so I'm in house. I'm in house.
Like, I don't want to go down your rabbit hole, man.
I'm in houseware, right?
Okay.
Does it result in you being horny?
No, and they go, assistance needed in houseware. And I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm like, who needs help? There's no, like, where would I check out here? Like, there's nobody here. You know what I mean? I'm like, do they think I'm stealing stuff?
I see.
And then someone comes
over. You think it's
like,
about you.
Like, right.
Maybe they just think you need help.
Like, obviously, they can't go, or whatever like that, you know.
Were you wearing shades inside?
Yeah.
Was your hood up?
No, I had a hat on.
All right.
They could just be doing it because somebody, look, man,
somebody's in
if
there.
you walk into some place like Nordstrom, and Nordstrom,
I'm saying, like,
Jesus,
you know what I mean? Was it code for an alarm? You know what I mean?
Listen.
Is there a code?
Give me a second when I walk in, but as soon as you get in, it's like, can I help you? And look, it could be the possibility.
Yeah. Well, you get that. I don't get that.
No, it could be the possibility that it's just like, look, we really don't trust you, but we're pretending to be salespeople.
Oh, yeah.
And if I made it, but I don't feel that way. I think perhaps in this case, when you went over to Housewares, whoever called for help, saw you over there, was trying to do it for your convenience, man.
Oh, yeah, someone who's watching me in a camera? Because, like, I'm telling you, there's nobody around me. Like, how did they just know?
Did you need help?
No.
Why,
the guy come over?
I was looking around. You know what, man? Okay.
But what were you doing in Housewares if you actually don't need help? Even if you don't need their help, you generally state, hey, do you need help? You go, no, man, I know exactly what I'm grabbing.
I needed a rug. I needed a rug for my bathroom. And I was just, and I was looking, and I was.
What'd you go with?
You know what I went with. I was looking, and I was browsing, and I finally found the one I wanted at a decent. I didn't want to spend a lot.
How long did it take you?
It probably took me 10, 15 minutes. I didn't find the right size, and you have to unroll them. You know, how long they are.
They have the size on the side.
Oh yeah, but there's different kinds. So I went and checked them out.
Wow, man!
Like maybe honestly, if you're wearing shades inside, it might just be the guy looking at the camera like, somebody go help Stone Dude.
Could be.
He's been rolling and unrolling bath mats.
Look, man, for staring at
minutes.
What is he doing?
It's just weird now.
That's impressive. Every time I get a bath mat, I just got to go in and go, all right, that'll work.
Well, you know.
I take less time to determine a bath mat than a candy bar.
Do you know what the problem was? I had another one. Like, I had a little one. I have a place where, like, I have a little mat where in front of the toilet. And so
why would you put one there?
My cat, well, because that's where I step out of the bathroom. So okay,
all right.
Out of the bathtub.
Well, people do that. I'm like, dude, if you dribble a little bit, now I'm just
my cat pissed all over the one that I had. I was just trying to find the one that matched the other one. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted the same one that I had.
Because of your goddamn cat.
Right, peed all over it. What was the story behind the alarm? God, that stink. 844-999-OLA.
That cat has no idea how anybody else would have.
It's terrible.
Hello, Gonzo. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, so I got a story. An alarm went off when I was in Kauai with my fiance this last February. So it's like, well, first of all, we left on a Saturday. On Thursday, I came down with the flu. By Saturday, I was hurting bad, right? So we got to the hotel.
That sucks.
Right. and fell asleep, sleeping like a baby. About 3.
Who came up with that dumbass saying? Because babies don't sleep, man. Sorry. Jesus, I wish they did. Slept like a baby. Does that mean you scream every 3 goddamn hours for nothing?
Feed me.
Ah! Slept like a baby. But please continue.
Well, it's 3:46. The alarm to the hotel goes off. This is the Grand Hyatt, man. This is a nice hotel.
Not only are you staying in a nice place, but you're sick as a dog, and now the alarm's going off at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hell of a place to have the flu, for sure, man.
God.
Anyways, the alarm goes off. I jump up, and what's the first thing you think about? I mean, I thought about, what would you think about? An alarm goes off, I think tsunami.
All right. Okay, in that situation, I guess.
Only in Kansas City.
Yeah, were you? I guess your hotel was on the water.
Exactly. And from the movies I've seen, like this exact scenario of people in hotels, the one in Thailand. And
That's the one I picture, man.
Exactly. What the first thing that popped in my head, I told my fiance, I'm like, we got to get out of here. So we're heading down to the stairway, and I'm squeezing her hand, like, freaking out, like, what are we going to do? We just got here.
That's my thought in a tsunami. I just got here.
They're not going home yet.
We're going down the stairwell, and everybody's got their kids, whatnot, and, like, people are freaking out. Then people are walking back up the stairwell, and everybody's like, where are you guys going? What's going on? The people are in the parking lot saying it was a false alarm.
Wow.
So it's like, dude.
That should be the alarm when it's just a drill. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We just want to make sure it works, but obviously that sound. So how long were you awake after that? I think your adrenaline was probably pumping.
I didn't go back to bed, man.
Hey, man, look, I'll be honest. Look, I tell the story of poop in the bed.
Yeah, do you have an excuse for it?
No, but honest to God, it wasn't. My stomach was not doing well, and it was in Kauai.
But he had a tsunami warning, and he did not poop in the bed.
Yeah, but I pooped in the bed.
I mean, he could have been.
I pooped in the a little bit.
What did you eat that made that happen?
I don't remember. I just remember I was sick. Like I do remember the time that I was.
I've been
sick
really
for a couple days.
I've been really sick, but I've never been so sick that I pooped in the bed. As an adult,
you got it. It's something to look forward to. You're really going to enjoy when it happens. It's a magical time.
I don't feel like that's something that's going to happen.
You can take pictures. You know what I mean. What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
You do talk about pooping the bed like it's inevitable.
What's your screensaver?
I'm not sure that it is.
I don't think it is.
You know what I mean?
It's like me talking about the scar. Like, just wait till you fall off a balcony.
Right.
Everybody.
I'm waiting.
Like, that's a very personal thing.
I really believe, like, I don't have, you can fear Alzheimer's, you can fear cancer, man, arthritis, all this stuff. But what I do not fear as I get older, man, is just getting so sick that I poop in the bed if it's not my deathbed.
But
it's over. I've given up.
But I will say this: that was my old unit, and I have a brand new unit now. So
I just think instinctually, like,
butt clamp shut.
I've had
man.
some rough mornings, right, where it's going to be bad. But like in your bed, it's just like, get out of this bed.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing, man. Like, you can be in the deepest sleep ever, right? But if you have the dream that you later realize was your body warning you, like, your ass will snap shut like a bear trap if you step in it, man. So I don't understand how your butt didn't do what most adults, but nightly, man. Yeah. You got a heavy night drinking, you can eat all this stuff, and you go, oh, man, I had to, and listen for it, get out of bed like 3 times to poop. It was that bad. Mm-hmm. You were like, didn't get out of bed.
No,
it just ran right through me.
What, true. What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
See, I don't fear that. Hello, Paul. Welcome to the men's room.
I slipped on one.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
So, I think it was last year, I worked down in a lumber yard down in Ording, and it's 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. Well, every first of the month at noon, Ording sets off the Lahar siren to tell you for testing.
Yep.
So, if that thing goes up, that means the mountain's blowing, you better get to high ground.
You got to go to high ground. You go to high ground?
The Lahar? Not toward it.
Coming down the river. You don't want to be in the lowland.
All right.
Well, how much time do they think you, like, from the moment, as far as what they've told you, from the time you hear the alarm, is it you got about 2 minutes to hit elevation? You have 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay.
20 minutes, yeah. Or 20 to a half hour, I think.
Okay.
It's going to come down every crevice and valley and river and mud flow, and it's a mess, yeah. Hopefully that never happens while I'm down there. But anyway, so we're sitting there at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not the first Monday of the month. And all of a sudden, we hear this, and it sounds like an air raid siren. So we start hearing the air raid siren. And we're sitting there, and I look at him, I go, hey, it's not Monday. It's not the first of the month. Why is that going up? I said, we need to get the heck out of here. And he was on the phone, his cell phone. He hangs it up, and he goes, and it stopped. I went, well, what the heck? So I said, oh, it must have just been a quirk in the system. So all of a sudden, he picks up his cell phone, and he starts dialing. He's calling our driver. Hey, Pete. He's listening.
What's up, Pete? Pete.
He's dialing the phone again, and all of a sudden the siren goes off again. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? He goes, I don't know, but every time I make a phone call, that siren goes off. And I go, and Pete comes walking in the store. He goes, oh, there's my phone. It was his ringtone. It was in the... He goes, that's the only ringtone I can hear while I'm driving my truck. So I'm like, dude, you scared the crap out of us.
His ringtone is the Lahar emergency
siren.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Good times.
Goddamn, Pete, what the hell's wrong with you?
We didn't have to hightail it out of there, but it was, interesting morning.
Pete!
Thanks, Pete.
Damn.
What a prankster. What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999. Ola, more your calls coming up. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Hola, bitches. You're listening to the Men's Room.
This is a scary story. Talk about a red flag, an alarming situation here. A woman in Russia who watched perplexed as a lump appeared on her face and then moved from one place to the next, discovered the lump was actually alive. Specifically, the woman had a parasitic worm whose movement she tracked in selfies. Per Live Science, a woman first photographed the lump below her eye, near the nose. And then from there, it moved to her eyelid, then into her lip, where the infection caused some serious swelling. The case appeared this month in the New England Journal of Medicine, where it was reported that the 32-year-old woman saw a doctor after 2 weeks of the lump moving around in her face.
All right, stop. Just right there. This is my issue with the entire story. You feel that there's something on your face, you go to poke at it because that's what we do. The effing thing moves, and then you wait 2 weeks to go to the doctor? How long? I would wait as long as it takes me to get to a doctor.
This is what they pulled out. They pulled out a big-ass worm is what it was. It's a parasitic nematode. Whatever. Ironically, a species without much of an appetite for human faces. They say normally it infests in dogs and other carnivores and finds itself unable to breed when a human becomes the unlucky host because and guess how you get this? Guess how you get this?
I have no idea.
You get this from a mosquito bite.
Of course.
And then the egg goes in there, and then a little worm hatches in, and it starts moving around and wriggling in your face.
Who waits 2 weeks? A bump that moves on your face, man?
Nope.
That's unbelievable to me that she waited 2 weeks.
It's like that bug in The Wrath of Khan that kind of goes into his neck.
Like, if they said, would you like us to call 911? I bet you he would have said, yes, please call them.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jerome. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Well, my story goes back into when I was in high school, and I used to smoke pot quite a bit, like I still do today. But I was in trouble, and I was on suspension, and they put me in a room inside the main office to be by myself and stuff like that because I had a tendency of always not showing up for my suspension. So as I was sitting in the room, I tried every excuse to get outside, to go smoke a cigarette or go get stoned, and they wouldn't let me out of the office or anything. So,
wait, you told them, hey, man, can you let me out for just a minute? I need to get stoned.
And then you come back in all red-eyed.
Oh, no, yeah, well, the high school I went to, they already knew I was a bakehead. Half the school got baked anyways. I was just like going, hey, I need to go use the bathroom or can I go grab lunch? And they said, oh, they'll bring it up to me. I was trying to find any excuse to go out to get high, and they
Did
probably
you like
knew
go
that
to
I
high
wanted to go get high.
Did you go to high school like in a movie? Like, my God, man. It's like,
Believe it or not, the high school I went to was actually like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, half baked. We got stoned everywhere, dude. We broke up ounces in class, weighed up grams in class, and everything, dude.
I'm sorry, where was this again?
This was Mount Lake Terrace High School.
All
back
right.
in the 80s.
Damn, I thought you were saying some crazy California.
We got stoned out in front. We got stoned out in front of the high school with cops driving by, and they couldn't do nothing because if they got one person busted for getting high, they had to bust half the class.
Okay.
So,
All right.
solidarity.
Yeah, right.
Strength in numbers.
the
bum rush theory, I like it.
We took bong hits every day between classes, so.
That's much different than any educational experience I've had other than college.
Yeah, well, we took auto shop and we put the car up on the jacks and we put the exhaust vent into the car. We started to get high in the car and with the exhaust vent, stuck it out. So, but anyways, I was sitting in the room and I wanted to get stoned really bad, and I knew there was a air intake for the ventilation right there that would suck the air out of the room. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be ballsy enough to take a hit in here. So I took a hit. And I stand up on the desk and I held it in as long as I could, so not that much smoke would come out.
Right.
And as soon as I blew it out, you gotta get those head rushes where you kind of fade out real quick, the good one. I fell off the desk and I hit my head on the fire alarm, and I broke the little glass thing in there, and I set up the fire alarm.
Oh, no.
Wait, you got so stoned you fell off of a desk and bashed a fire alarm.
It was the head rush. I blacked out from it, I got up and I was still kind of like half out of it and stuff. And I was trying to figure out what it did, and I thought I cut myself, but it was the dye from when the fire alarm goes off.
Yeah.
So the principal and the vice principal and all the head office people came walking by, and they're like, "Yeah, you have to get out." But they noticed the dye on my face and stuff, and I was like, and I just came up with the excuse that I was leaning back in my chair and I lost my balance and I fell into the fire alarm. They never even smelt the pot or anything.
All right.
See, this is when security cameras are a good thing. I would have loved to seen that on film.
Right, just for the blooper of
there
it.
you are, you're taking a big rip, you know what I mean? You kind of lean back and all of a sudden you just go off the side and
Dude, it freaked me out because I came to and I was just sitting there like, what's the alarm? What's this? You know how you kind of fade back in? And I got the principal looking at me, and all I was worried about is, like, do I still have my pipe in my hand? Do I have the lighter? Am I going to get in trouble for this? And they called up the fire department, and they told them what happened and stuff like that. So, but everybody else got to be happy because they got to get out of class for a couple minutes because they all exited the...
A true hero.
Yeah.
True hero there, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
There it is, yeah. Good Lord, man.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
He is right, though. I remember one time driving to our high school, and there was fire trucks there. And we were, like, ecstatic.
Of
right?
course,
because we're going to get the day off. But, of course, there was already administrators out there like, park the car. It's a false alarm.
No comprende English. I cannot hear you.
I remember telling my buddy, like, just turn around now. We saw the fire trucks. There's a fire at school.
Right. Don't drive up to the school. I, for one, enjoyed that guy's story. I'm sorry. That is hilarious to me. God damn.
It really does sound like Fast Times.
Yeah.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
So I'm a volunteer firefighter out where I live, and I have to say one of the funniest calls I had was the next door neighbor on Thanksgiving with her turkey.
Tell me she did it in a microwave.
Nope, no microwave. First year cooking a turkey, someone told her it was okay to fast cook it at 450 degrees.
How did that go? How long did she think she was going to... How long did it take for the turkey to become an issue?
Well, we never did really get a straight time out of her, but her house was full of smoke when she called 911, and instead of shutting the stove off, she walked out of the house and waited for the fire truck. And by the time we got there, the turkey was on fire in the stove.
And, I mean,
Sam,
okay.
I mean...
Did she seem all together?
No.
She did not.
She was...
was she just a little bit slow?
Frantic as anybody would be calling 911.
What I'm saying is, was she on drugs? Was there not a lot upstairs? Like, what did you connect the dots on why she did this? Did she seem like she was normal?
I would say a lack of cooking knowledge. So
So a
little
normal
worse to
person.
wear upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
God damn.
Some people are like that. So that could be a doctor. You know what I mean? Someone who's very educated and knows a lot of things, but not about common sense things.
Oh, sure.
So
A lot of those
Is it the
people.
big trick, too, like keep the oven closed?
That's
Like
what
if
I've heard.
something's on fire in there and you open it and the oxygen runs in, it's just
Like
like
turn the
bigger.
heat off. Don't leave your entire house if the house is not actually. I mean, like, come on, man.
try to do something.
Damn. And that's her first. And just think about that. She will never, ever, ever. And it does not matter to this day. I don't care if that happened 50 years ago. If she says, listen, I've got it now. I'm going to host Thanksgiving. Everyone, no.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, man.
Absolutely not.
One of the worst was when my wife and I started dating many, many years ago, and she was going to cook me chicken. So she had a bunch of things on top of the stove, and it was a gas stove. And much like what happened to you into the sink, this happened on the stove and set the alarm off. And this was one of the most amazing things I have ever seen in my life. She cooks baked chicken, right?
All right.
And when she's done, there's a couple other things that need to be done, and I can't remember what we were doing, but we ended up going back to the living room for a little bit to watch television, brown chicken, brown cow. And but she had left one of the burners on where she was cooking something on the stove. So now that gas burner, she thought she just put the pan down on top of the oven, on top of the stove.
Oh, right.
Oh,
without
but it's
any of the-
on heat.
But the heat is on one of those burners.
Yeah.
And this is a Pyrex glass pan. And you just hear, boom. I mean, it's an explosion, man. And I mean, it sent shards of glass chunks into the wall.
Jesus.
Into the drywall. Glass shot everywhere in big pieces and little pieces. And I mean, obviously we couldn't eat, you know what I mean? But I mean, like,
yes, Miles.
the alarm's going off. There's now the smoke is billowing because it was like when it exploded, there was a poof of smoke. You know what I mean? Like there was this, and it was quaffing on the wall, on the ceiling. You know what I mean? Like it was moving outward. It was spectacular.
How long before you agreed to have her cook again? Because like after
It wasn't there was anything wrong with the food she made. It was just the fact that she didn't see that burner was on, man. And
that's what I mean.
Oh man,
Yeah. Like, I got it.
What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
Dude, my buddy's wife, she didn't know how to make ceviche. So she made the ceviche, right? So like ceviche is just raw.
Right.
And then the acid cooks it.
Yeah.
But she thought you still had to cook it. So it just was like this mushy fish.
Did you have to fake like you liked it, or was it open?
It happened to my buddy when they were married now and have children, so I'm sure they got past it. And I've had some food. She's like, she could cook now.
Okay.
She could cook.
Right, always good. Always good.
Well, you only made it bad.
She can cook now.
You could have just let it go, but you just made it worse when you said, no, she can cook.
Turns out you can, by the way, absolutely microwave a turkey.
Really?
No kidding.
What did you find out?
I looked at the entire technique. Basically, you can't cook the whole turkey.
All right.
You need to have half of the turkey with, like, you cook the breast. Basically, you put it into a bowl.
Okay.
You cover the bowl, and you start the cooking process. Then you flip the bird, and you add water.
You just
for a little,
throw your middle finger up to the
bird
microwave.
After
Flip
cooking
the
it for a
F
certain
you,
time.
microwave.
But they also had a way on here where, like, you can you crisp the skin up. Like, you take the skin off at first, but then you somehow crisp the skin up, and then kind of use that as a garnish on top. Like you.
All right. What
Whatever.
did you think of the improv? Does it look like
You know what it looked like?
Does it seem like it's going to be decent?
It basically is going to give you the kind of turkey you would get, like I would think, like if you got white chicken from a can, like chunk chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of looked like that, like
White chunk chicken.
right, just
out of a can?
like chunk turkey. You know what I mean? Like I know, like no,
How would you describe the sexual experience? White chunk chicken?
chunky.
chunky.
Which part?
Chunky quafting. What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
That's the worst DJ ever. It's chunky quality.
What's that smell? It's chunky quaffed.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
All right, guys. So it's like 1998, and I'm a welder, and I'm working at this nuclear facility up in Michigan. And so inside a nuclear plant, you have two areas. You got roam around areas, and then you got areas that they call containment. And when you go into the containment area, obviously they want to contain everything. And when you come out, you've got like everybody has to go through this like little phone booth type of a box, and it only fits half your body at a time. And you reach in and it scans you for radiation, right? Contaminant. And you do one half, and then you turn around and you grab this handle and you do the other half. And if you let go of the handle, it stops scanning you.
Uh-huh.
So you hold on real tight to the handle and stuff. And they train you. They give you lots of training, whole week worth of training. But they don't tell you what happens if you got contamination on you.
Were you contaminated?
They call it a zoomie, is what they call it. You got a zoomie on you. And all I could say was, well, get it the hell off me.
So is a zoomie like a radioactive cootie?
Kind of, I guess, yeah, a really tiny, small type of a thing or whatever. But, so you hold on to this handle, and when the alarm goes off, they call them health and safety personnel, but they're about the size of linebackers for the NFL. Huge. Yeah. And they wear scrubs like nurses.
And they come and just pick you up and take you away immediately, probably? No,
they grab you and they pin you into this phone booth little thing that you're holding on to.
Okay.
And they force you into it, and they make you they're like, hold still. It's like, okay. And they pull out one of those little like Geiger counter things, little hand scanner type of things, and locate where it's at and
where was it?
Hot. They call it how hot it is. Oh, you got a hot one.
Where was it?
It's like, get it. It was on my neck.
Ah.
It was like a flake of dust that made it through like the whole cape thing. You put like straight up Simpsons, man.
Do you have like a growth coming out of your neck or anything now?
A little tiny piece of dust somehow blew in through through the Velcro setup or whatever, touched my neck or whatever and stuck there. So, no, dude, I mean, they physically, they hold you still. And they figure out what it is.
You think it had any effect on you?
And
no.
Because I do.
They scrub you. They scrub you. They put duct tape on you. And pull it off your skin real fast, man, and like
duct tape does everything.
It's an ordeal.
It really
man.
does. Who knew?
You can fix the pipe, remove radioactive debris.
Duct tape. Get the hell out of here.
Duct tape. No joke, man. No joke. It's got 1,002 uses now.
Are you worried about cancer or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. But I'll never go back to one.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I'll skip that. They pay great, and they're all about safety and stuff. But no, man. I mean, they'll cut your clothes off. They'll take your shoes.
I think we learned enough from Fukushima to understand. I think the German government understands the idea.
Well, keep it somewhere. But no. Yeah, no, thanks. I'll pass again in the future. But, set off the alarm, dude, and it was loud, and lots of people ran.
Well, I'm glad it didn't affect any of your brain.
Let me just ask you this. Clearly not. In your time there, did anyone else set off an alarm?
No.
Okay.
You were the only guy that got contaminated.
Lucky.
I was only, and I'll tell you what, it was honestly, the NRC, it was 12 hours of interrogation of explaining exactly what I did
Nuclear Research
over and
Council?
over. How did you dress out? How did you dress in? How did you do this? How did you do that?
Did they find anything wrong with your process?
No. And that was the problem. That's why it took so long, because it was like I did what I was supposed to do, and it was, like I said, a flake of dust that blew in underneath the chin area or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like nothing you could even see or anything. It was, but it was hot. Zoomy.
Wow, man.
Okay.
Hot
zoomy.
I think we can all agree it may have had an effect.
Yeah.
It sounds like a very chill effect.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, just that nuclear material on
Either
me.
that or he's really, 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 really high.
I don't know. I'm thinking it's the radiation. It was hot.
Yeah.
He's the only dude. I don't know if it was like a regular thing, like, look, it happens, don't worry about it. But if you're the only guy to set it off, like, that's something that would just bother. Like, even now,
I couldn't
you could
believe
say you removed it, but I would never be
but
convinced.
all these processes, all these things, all these suits, all this stuff, and then at the very end, it's duct tape. Bad jokes coming up. You can email the bad jokes to the men's room at mensroomlive.com. As the drunk in charge, Ryan Castle, will be in to kick off the bad jokes right before we drink and toast with the shot of the day. And more of our question coming up. What was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Welcome back to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Bad jokes coming up. Email the bad jokes to the men's room at mensroomlive.com. The drunk in charge, Ryan Castle, in to kick off the bad jokes right before we drink a toast with the shot of the day. All right, we've got an alarm went off in Toronto at a town center, and they went to investigate the bag. It turned out to be a bag of baby raccoons.
That was my second guess.
Not a bomb. Yeah, unbelievable. A lump on a woman's face turned out to be a living thing, a parasite, a huge worm that was somewhat alarming and going around her.
It moved around under her skin, and she waited 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Our question today, what was the story behind the alarm? 844-999-OLA.
Hello, Jared. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
All right, so this is back in 2001. I was a senior in high school, and me and my friends, at the beginning of the year, we came up with this idea of going out in the middle of the night on school nights. We called it Wicked Wednesdays and Tough Guy Sundays. And we would go out all night long, and we'd come up with a different idea, stuff to do. And so it's about halfway through the year, and we decided we're going to break into Safeco Field.
Now, was this a Wicked Wednesday or a Tough Guy Sunday?
It was a Wicked Wednesday.
Wicked Wednesday, all right.
All right.
Yeah. So, there's probably about 8 of us out that night, and start walking around the field, and it's on in the street Royal Brahmin, I think on the north side, right?
Okay.
And we find a fence that's got about 1.5 foot the top of, it's like 10 or 12 feet up, and it's got a pointy fence. So a couple of us that were skinny enough, we decided we'd get up there, we hopped the fence, and we got in. Now, once we got in, we hopped the center field wall. Here, actually, the pitchers, like little setup there,
right?
They warm up, and then we hopped the center field wall, and just basically spent about the next 20 minutes running around inside the bases. No one bothered us at all. The whole stadium was lit up, lights, everything. I think me and my buddy Phil Zutner are probably the only people that have smoked a cigarette in center field.
Were there other people there at all?
No. That just was mind-blowing. Like, we're like, where is everybody? Like, we expected, we'd be in there like a minute or two, and we'd be kicked out. They'd be coming for us, and we'd have to run. But we just, hung out on the field. And eventually we're like, okay, it's time to go. So we have video cameras with us and everything, so it's all great and documented.
But no one it doesn't set off any alarms.
Yeah, sure. Nothing's happened yet.
I mean, it does now, trust me, but damn.
So we hop back over center field, and our buddy Dawson was like, we need more video, and Chandler went back on the field.
Damn it, Chandler.
What's that?
I said, damn it, Chandler.
Yeah, damn it, Chandler. Yeah, we'll get to that. But, so, out of nowhere, we're walking around behind where the pitchers warm up. And behind us, about 100 feet suddenly, there's a bunch of dudes like you two. And that's when everything, all hell broke loose.
Well, sure.
And that's when the alarms happened. it's like they snuck up on us. They were waiting to get close enough so we wouldn't get away. So immediately, me and Phil ran for it where we came in. We smashed up the fence. Phil got over quick. I got caught on the top of the little pointy fence. My jeans got snagged, so I'm dangling stuck. Like, the fence got me right in the crotch, right?
Oh, good.
So I'm hanging like halfway. I completely start trying to rip my jeans all the way off to get down. There is a train coming, and Chandler is still on the field.
I guess he got busted.
What's that?
Did he get busted?
Chandler did get busted.
I figured.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.